Hey, it's Brock here from Rock Hill Farms, and I want to make a completely different type of video today that is actually kind of uncomfortable for me to talk about, and it's kind of a taboo subject, and that is compensation for running a YouTube channel. So I've had this on my mind for a little while now, and a few things have triggered me to go ahead and make this video, even though I don't really feel like making this video. Now, at the end of last year, I did one similar video where I showed in my entire first year since I started the channel how much I got paid for making YouTube videos. And I broke it all down to the fact that I probably averaged spending 8 hours a day on the YouTube channel. And that I was basically paid minimum wage for that first year. And I'm doing better than that this year. And this is kind of a similar topic because it relates to the fact that in 2022, having a YouTube channel is a real job just like anything else. And I work at it every day. And there is, you as a creator, you have the right to be compensated for that. And there's a lot of different ways to be compensated. For instance, you can read advertisements on your channel and get paid in cash. And, you know, I haven't done any kind of deals like that, and I don't think I ever will, honestly. Nothing against people who do that. My absolute favorite channel that I think is high integrity, he reads ads on his channel. And I don't have a problem with it. I just don't think it's for me. But the reasons I'm making this video is, number one, I've had a bunch of opportunities come up that I'm going to be showing some pretty cool equipment. Number two, I've taken some criticism over one of the deals that I have. That's just recently happened. And number three, I actually got paid cash for the first time by a sponsor. So I just want to air it out. And then in the future, when this comes up again, if there's a conversation or some criticism coming, I can reference people to this video and just let you know where I stand on it. So when you start building an online presence like this, as soon as you start to get a following, you will start to get offers. So before I had 1,000 subscribers, I got some offers that they kind of relate in value of what you're being offered, relates to the size of your channel. So one of the first offers I ever remember was for the Super Clean product. They'll send you this cleaning agent if you make a video about it. And I think Super Clean's a great product. I have a friend who does detailing. He uses it, he buys it. I don't really make videos about cleaning though. And it's not an expensive product, so there wasn't any reason for me to make that video. I try to only make videos about things that, for a sponsored product, I have these criteria. Number one, I ask myself, would I purchase this with my own money? And if there's no chance I would buy it, then there's no chance I'm taking it as a sponsored product. And number two, if I did buy it with my own money, would I record a video? So I would buy a Roomba vacuum cleaner. We bought one, right? But if Roomba had contacted me and offered me a vacuum in exchange for a video, I would have declined that because my channel's not about vacuum cleaners. The third requirement for me to do a sponsorship is they cannot tell me what to say. So I'm going to use another example here. I was offered some lights. I've got some buildings out here that need lights in them. I was offered a deal for some lights, and they emailed me a contract that they wanted me to read and sign. It was this big long thing, and it told me what the title needed to be, or gave me like variations of titles I could use for the video. Nope, I can't do that. And that's an example of sponsorships I won't do. Now here's another example. I'm not going to show the name of this product. This is a flashlight. This is one of the first things I ever accepted. They emailed me, you want a flashlight to show in a video. And I just started YouTube. I thought, why not? I'll show a flashlight. And so I told him I would take it. I looked this up. This flashlight costs like $150. And I received it, and I'm like, wow, that's the nicest flashlight I've ever seen. But I didn't want to make a video about it because I'm not passionate about flashlights. I would not personally buy a $150 flashlight. I understand there's a market for it. It's not my market. So I should not have accepted this as a sponsored product. And that was a lesson learned for me about what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And you just continue to get different types of offers. And I've been offered to be paid cash to talk about medical devices. Well, what do I know about medical devices? It's not the right thing for me. So there's my criteria for what I will accept as a sponsored product and what I won't. Then the next area I'm learning that gets dangerous is taking a product that you're interested in, but you would say is mediocre. So, random product. Okay, let's say flashlights, even though I don't do flashlight reviews. If I get an offer for a mediocre flashlight, and they're going to pay me to talk about a flashlight that I think is average or below average quality, what am I going to say about it? I mean, there's an expectation if you're paid for talking about a product that you're going to say it's great. Well, what if it's not great? And so that's a danger. So I try to only look at premium types of products that I would already want. Now, where my criticism has come from is with the WaySafe hitches. You guys have seen me talking a lot about WaySafe hitches, and I'm going to tell the whole story right now. So, I had a video over a year ago when I first bought my first dump trailer. The weight was loaded too far to the back. I didn't have any tongue weight. I didn't really understand how big of a deal that was. I leave the rock yard, and there's a lot of dirt roads and kind of these short little distances, and then you get on a highway. And so I didn't have any problems until I got on the highway. On the highway, I got to 55, and I looked in my rearview mirror, and the trailer was just kind of weaving a little bit. I thought, well, what the heck? And I slowed down a little bit, and it straightened up. And I thought, well, maybe I kind of went over a bump or something. Like, I was just confused by it. And then I started to speed up again. I'm on the highway. And I got back up over 55, and it really started to go crazy. And I thought, there's a real problem here. I got to stop. And so I start putting on the brakes. And the vehicle in front of me decided to turn to the right. And they were quite a ways ahead of me, but I didn't feel I had enough time to stop. And I was pretty panicked about it. And I didn't understand that there's a brake controller. I knew the brake controller was there, but it never processed in my mind, if you ever get in a scary situation with a trailer, squeeze the brake controller. So I didn't know to do it. And when I tried to slow down, the trailer started swerving even more. And I really thought it was going to spin me around or flip me over or something. And I just barely got stopped. And after that, I had to get a shovel and shovel a half ton of rock up to the front of the trailer. And it was a scary situation. What I talked about in that video is that you should carry a shovel with you and check your load and redistribute it if needed, or dump it and have the rock yard reload it. And then I thought, you know, with different types of loads where you don't know, it's an irregular load, you don't know how it's centered, it can be dangerous to not know how much weight you have on the tongue. And I did a bunch of research. I found a product called WaySafe that shows you exactly how much tongue weight you have. And it's got a gauge built into the hitch. And by doing a little math, you can know how much tongue weight you should have and make sure you have that much. And it makes you safer. I bought that product for my gooseneck and for my bumper pull. And problem solved. It's a fantastic product. Paid for it with my own money. I made 2 videos about it. I emailed those videos to WaySafe. I said, I love your products. Here's the videos I made about it. Would you guys be interested in sponsoring my channel? They loved it. They sent me their third product, which is a weight distribution hitch, and I made a video about that. They gave me a discount code that saves the viewer money. Legitimately, the person who watches the video and uses my code saves money. And I get a kickback for every sale I make. So that's an incentive for me to talk about their product. But the other thing that's an incentive for me to talk about their product is I really like their product. It's a fact. I bought it first. I bragged about it first. I talked about it in 5 videos or more before I ever got a deal with them. So for the 6 people that blasted me in the last week about talking about the WaySafe products because I get a commission, I do get a commission. So I've been sponsored by them for a couple months and they've sent me a couple checks. And that's fantastic. And I feel like it's compensation for spreading exposure about their brand. And I don't feel bad about it because I really like the product. And I think it's doing a service for the people who watch to be aware that this is a great product. So now we've talked about paid sponsorships, let's talk about equipment. And I think the important thing with equipment is if you take something for free, you give an honest opinion. And that's why I referenced earlier that none of the equipment I've taken came with a list of instructions on what not to say, or what to say, or anything of that nature. And I think that's important. I've actually got some really great partners that I've been working with for a while. Most of you probably are aware, I did not pay for the cab that's on my tractor. And here's the beauty of it. I feel like I talk about it honestly. A lot of people have asked me about it. If I was buying a tractor today, I wouldn't buy an open station and add a Curtis cab. I would buy a cab tractor with a factory cab with heat and air conditioning. But that's not their market. They're not trying to make the greatest cab on the planet with their line of cabs that I have. They do have premium cabs, but what I have is a budget-friendly cab. And if I had an open station cab tractor right now, would I buy that Curtis cab? Yes, I absolutely would. And when people ask me about it, I don't say the Curtis cab is the best product on the market or the best cab on the market. I say it fits neatly into a niche where there are price points and product levels. And you had the canopy, the vinyl soft cabs at the very bottom level, and then you had the premium cabs. And it felt like there was nothing in between there, and there needed to be. And they slotted in just a little more expensive than the vinyl cabs, but at what I consider to be a higher quality. I have no problem talking about what is good and what is bad about that cab. Same thing with the Artilian grapple. And I've got several different sponsored products, and I try to approach them all that way. With Artilian, most of you are probably aware, I'm sponsored by Artilian. They've never paid me, they've never told me what to say, and I actually have shown other grapples on the channel. But I was given their system. And when they came out with the new Iron Fist, they sent it to me before it was for sale on the market and wanted my thoughts on it. And I've made a couple videos about it. I've never said it's the best grapple on the market. I pointed out some negatives to it, that there's a little bit of a lack of grip strength, and that it might be too heavy, and that some people might not like the modular system. I also pointed out that it has the largest opening of any grapple on the market, and it's the only grapple on the market that can close tightly around a small object. It has pros and cons, and I'm able to say that even though I was given the product for free. And that's the way I think a sponsorship should work. And I've got some more deals like that on the way with products that I am so excited to get. And I'm not going to tell you what they are yet, but pretty cool stuff, but they are either discounted or they're demo items that I have to return after a certain amount of time, but that I can speak freely about my opinion on. I buy a lot of products just to demonstrate. products I wouldn't have bought otherwise, but I wanted to show them on the channel. That includes electric chainsaw for $400. It's nice to have, but mainly I just wanted to make a video about electric chainsaws. The heavy hitch tooth bar. I just did a tooth bar comparison, and I would have never bought that tooth bar. It was $500. And so when you factor all that in, and the fact that I make long trips to demo equipment and do collaborations, and I do giveaways. I gave away a chainsaw that was $400. I spend a lot of money operating this channel, so it doesn't hurt my feelings to take some sponsored products and to do my best to give honest opinions on them. So I've got some cool stuff coming. I've declined a lot of stuff, like security cameras for the house, backup cameras for a trailer. I've declined a lot of like electric power tools, work boots, all kinds of stuff like that, because what I want is to have a handful of sponsors who allow me to show you guys power equipment. And I've got some cool stuff coming. Some stuff that goes on the skid steer, stuff that goes on the tractor, and some freestanding stuff that's got its own engine. And I'm pretty excited about these partnerships, but there's a part of me that has like a reservation or a guilt about taking sponsored products. But I think it's going to be alright. I think you guys are going to enjoy some of the stuff I've got coming. So, this video didn't really serve a purpose, but just wanted to get it off my chest. I appreciate you taking time to watch. I'm going to put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.